said I'm ready for greatness. I 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 said I'm ready.
Welcome back to the Big Will Breakdown. I'm your host, Big Will, and today we're going to go a little bit deeper. This isn't just another story on my weight loss journey. This is a story about how my life changed, how it got flipped and turned upside down, and no, this is not the Fresh Prince intro. But it's a conversation about how I fought my way through, and I'm still fighting my way through. So it's a story about trauma, resilience, and the type of clarity that you need when you're going through a storm. So I'm going to call this episode Reinventing Yourself Through Trauma and Clarity. So think about it. 2020, when the world shut down, everything for all of us changed overnight. There were thousands of people dying every week. The news reports were grim. The fear was real. There was no damn toilet paper. People were hoarding toilet paper. I can't believe that. I still remember that. But the fear was very real. And here I was, working from home, lucky enough to keep my job when everybody lost theirs, but carrying the weight of so many risks, holding all the comorbidities that you saw in the news, being a middle-aged black man who was overweight. I felt very vulnerable. There were things that the pandemic made very clear that put me in harm's way. I wasn't just worried about catching the virus. I was worried about what it could do if it got me. So every day felt like a small win just to wake up and make it through the day. I mean, it was so surreal. The whole world paused, but my mind was racing. Questions, fears, uncertainty. How long would this whole thing last? And what would life even look like after all this? I kept my head right. I set up a home gym. I created a sanctuary in my apartment. So I was determined to stay physically strong and mentally sharp, even when everything outside fell out totally out of my control. I even had my patio set up with plants, a divider, and even a waterfall just to give me some woosah space. I made that space mine. It was a place to breathe and reflect and just be and watch the world stand still. But then, during one of my workouts, I had started working out like 4 times a week, really religious. I lost about 80 pounds during that time. I was actually posting a lot of stuff online. And, I was working out one day and all of a sudden things took a sharp turn. I got off my recumbent bike after I did one of my routines, and suddenly it felt like the power shut off inside me. All the energy drained away. I collapsed onto the bed. Luckily, I had one that was close to my recumbent bike. I was barely conscious. Now, what I do remember is, as an asthmatic, being a kid, the doctor taught us how to calm ourselves when we couldn't breathe, because the more anxious you were, the faster your lungs would collapse. So I was able to do that. But the fear really hit me. What was happening to me? I went to the emergency room. I couldn't really walk. I didn't know exactly what was going on. All I know is that I had a sharp pain in my back, lower back, and that both of my legs started to swell up. Came home, the pain was excruciating. I ended up going back to the emergency room, and right then they admitted me. And then they came back with a diagnosis that kind of shocked me. After they did the CAT scan and everything, it said I had dangerous blood clots in both legs and around my waist. That nerve pain was so intense in my back that I could barely move, and it was getting progressively worse. And at that moment, mortality felt close. I mean, really close. I didn't know what to expect or feel. So during this time, my mind was just going all over the place. I didn't know what to do with myself. And recovery, totally brutal. My legs swole up like two calves. I'm not talking about calves on your legs. I'm talking about two cow calves. The pain was constant. My mobility was limited. And then the loneliness set in. That was a completely different battle. Relationships shifted, but thank God I had friends that stepped up and they came to my aid when I needed them the most. But I had to relearn how to be me in this new reality. Big Will, the energetic, charismatic dancer, entertainer, musician, felt like he was slipping through my fingers. I was lost for a while. Now, I'm going to be totally honest here, and I've never really revealed this, but I contemplated not being here anymore because I didn't see what my life would be like. I couldn't see past that moment. But then I start looking for things that would inspire me to do better and be better and to get through this moment, because I only had me here in Las Vegas. When my friends went back to their house, I had to rally myself and get myself to the bathroom and get myself up to go to work. Even if I sat in a chair, my team members wouldn't believe me when I tell them I had to do my coachings upside down in a chair with my legs propped up and my computer on a shelf and the screens tilted a certain way. Nobody would believe me, but I was able to make it through. I started looking around the internet and on YouTube for different things, and I came across this video of this guy named Arthur, who was a paratrooper who had did so many jumps that his back and his legs were just shot. And he was telling about this program that he was doing that helped him not only lose weight, but get his mobility back. So I just totally was all in and looking for what was this program? Come to find out, it was a program called DDPY Yoga, who was created by one of my favorite wrestlers, Diamond Dallas Page. Now, as far as being a wrestling fan, I could not correlate yoga and wrestling at all. So that was like a weird mix. But when I actually clicked the links and I did my research and went down that rabbit hole, I saw that he was helping wrestlers with their rehab. Not just wrestlers, all athletes, football players, everybody that had some type of injury, L4, L5, spinal injuries, any type of mobility issues. His program was helping people get back on their feet and get back to life, whatever that looked like to them. So I started really looking into that, investigating in that, and I bought the program for myself. It was tough, rehabilitative, and it was just what I needed. So slowly that program became my lifeline. I started to rebuild strength, and as I was learning to walk again, I started working with a cane. I had to reimagine who I was beyond the stage in the studio. And you know what? That reinvention, it's not just my story. History is full of people that were forced to do the same. Think about those people who survived the Dust Bowl, losing everything and having to start over with nothing but grit. Or people who hid forbidden knowledge during slavery or internment camps just to survive, reinventing who they were in ways that nobody else could see. The pain, the pressure they endured, it forced change. Change that demanded clarity, courage, and vision. One of the most powerful lessons I lean on was from Viktor Frankl. He was a Holocaust survivor and a psychiatrist. He taught that even the worst of conditions imaginable, you need to have a vision, a purpose beyond your suffering that can give you strength to endure. And that meaning fuels resilience. So I held on to that. Even when everything was dark, my mindset and vision were the one things that I could control. That clarity, That vision became my anchor, my North Star in the storm. And the thing is, trauma isn't just pain, it's an opportunity, a harsh, unforgiving chance to reinvent yourself. It forces you to leave behind who you thought you were, to build a new version of you, one that can survive, adapt, and even thrive. Now, I'm not even going to lie here. The pandemic was a punch to the gut, but it gave me space and time to reflect and to pause. It gave me time to build a sanctuary inside myself, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And survival isn't just about staying alive physically. It's about staying sharp, hopeful, and resilient in your mind and spirit. So that's the energy I want to share with you on the Big Will Breakdown. If you're feeling shaken, if your identity feels lost or changed, if the old version of you feels far away, remember you're not alone. Reinvention is real, and breakthrough lives on the other side of that pain. If you're in your own storm, whether it's health struggles, loss, or upheaval, remember this episode. Your clarity is in the vision beyond the chaos. Your strength is in how you rebuild. And just like me, you can rise again. Life will punch you hard, but you get to decide how you show up. Until next time, this is Big Will, remind you to keep breaking it down and building back stronger. Lay it down, tunnel vision, I don't see the hate. Clocking every hour, yeah, I'm building my feet. Took me some L's, paid the cost, but never broke. Pressure make the diamonds, now I'm speaking in smoke. Age ain't a limit, it's a badge upon my chest. I'm still out running young bucks till my last breath. Legacy in motion, you can see it in my steps. Heart of a lion, and you better show respect.
I said I'm ready for greatness. 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 I said I'm ready.
The Big Will Breakdown podcast is produced by William, Big Will Elijah, and Gail. Theme song, Greatness, written, produced, and performed by William Big Will Elijah. Art direction, William Big Will Elijah. Get caught up on the latest episodes of the Big Will Breakdown wherever you podcast. Follow, like, comment, and share. Don't forget to turn those notifications on. For more insights, information, and merchandise, go to thebigwillbreakdown.com. Thank you for your support.